Hey guys, welcome to my channel. I'm Greg. I'm going to go over cryptocurrency. Matic, Polygon Matic is going to be the focus of this video today because I haven't gone over it in a while. It's just been a patient waiting game with Matic, guys. Let it finish its correction. It's actually quite bullish. If you take a look at that, the overall picture of it. But also, too, I want to go over some things because, I want to say there's like misinformation out there in the cryptocurrency market, but man, there are some emotional people out there. And the area that we're kind of in right now, it reminds me kind of like this area on Bitcoin. When it's coming up, it did its dump, okay? And it took these people by surprise. And then in this area, once it came down and completed that dump, there was not just Bitcoin. Bitcoin only went up like 40%, but there were some huge opportunities like in Matic and Quant and Ethereum as an example. And I think it's kind of setting up to do the same thing in this area with Bitcoin. The reason I say that, let me go over this Fed chart. Okay. Here's the February meeting. You can see 75%. This is what the market is predicting. Okay. Now, whether you want to believe the market is correct or not correct, you can go back and look at the history, the year 2000, 2001 timeframe, and 07, 08 timeframe. Okay, they were going through the same process. The Fed was going off their data, and then the markets were saying, no. They were forcing that, no, you're not going to be continuing to raise rates. And then they paused, and they eventually did a pivot eventually. Now, when I say pause, I mean the interest rates just stay even. They don't go up or down. That's the pause. That's how I look at a pause. Then you have a pivot, and the pivot could be within 3 months, 6 months, or maybe they're going to keep it at that area for maybe all through 2023. Now, that is what the Fed is telling us right now, that they're going to keep the interest rates that high through 2023. However, things change in the markets, and they change quick. With the internet, with cell phones, all this technology that we have, things in the markets are fast. This is not the 1970s, not even close. Things are fast. So it could be 3 months or 6 months. Preferably, in my opinion, the longer the Fed does a pause, the better. Because the markets, you have a really, really good shot at somewhere around the pause, either before the pause, what the Fed does, or after the pause, like from now until say like March or April, or maybe even May, depending, this time frame, that there's going to be a massive bullish move in not only the traditional markets, but also the cryptocurrency markets. Okay. Now, your average retail investor that's out there looking to invest, what they're doing, which is wrong, is they're waiting for a Fed pivot. That is going to be their cue to go, oh, the Fed's pivoting, it's lowering interest rates, everything goes up. And that's going to probably, more than likely, if you pay attention, going to be the wrong time to enter into the risk on assets, because there's a really good shot that it'll all be crashing down again. Okay. I'm not going to go into the details explaining that, but that's usually how it goes. So here we have the Fed on 23. It's they're at 4.25 right now. I think 4.25. Let me go ahead and take a look at that real quick. I got a chart in, I have a chart here in my system of the Fed rates. 4.1, that's the wrong one. 4.5, yeah, so this is the right one, 4.5. So February 4.75, it's looking like a 25% rate hike according to the markets. You go to March of 23, 4.75, so another rate hike. And then we can go to, you can see right here, it's down here at the bottom, guys, 4.75. Okay, so right now the Fed's at 4.5. So by March, it's 500 basis points, which is another 50%. So the market is saying 50%. Let's see what May says. Same thing. Okay, majority of the market is saying 500. So, and then we go out to June, you can see the same thing. 45% is saying 500, and then 38% is saying maybe 500, 500. So basically between the two of them, basically the same. So the market is predicting and foreseeing that the Fed is probably going to do a pause. So what does that mean for the cryptocurrency market? And what I'm saying is another dump possibly for Bitcoin. Okay. And then it's going to be getting out of there. I explained this in previous videos why I think this is a descending wedge and Bitcoin's going to be getting out of there. Whether that's a corrective bounce or it's going to be a start of the new bull run remains to be seen. Just have to pay attention and watch the wave getting out of there. Okay, so that's how I see that with Bitcoin. And then I want to go over another asset is like Aave that I was paying attention to. And like I said, guys, you want to make sure that if like here's a coin Aave, which is not a sexy coin. If you make a video on Aave, nobody wants to watch it. They don't care about it. The facts remain is that Aave from the June bottom went up a grand total of 154%, which is what, two pretty good gains. Aave right here has good fundamentals as far as supply. That is probably, in my opinion, one of the reasons why Aave is staying in the bullish sequence is because the limited supply that it has. And then right here, I'll go over this in this section. What Aave is doing is a 1, 2, 3. And this whole thing is a fourth wave swing. You can see from this peak to this peak, you got a massive, not a massive amount. From this peak to this peak right here, your hidden bearish divergence. And then Aave, more than likely, you want to see a coin like this, boom, 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 get back down there when Bitcoin dumps, maintains that low. And then Aave could be going into more than likely a third wave with Aave, because this is its low over the whole chart. Okay, here's the previous low right over here, 25, another low for 50. And in my opinion, a coin like this would be the optimum spot, get into a wave 2, boom, to get out of there. Okay, it just remains. Now, if it breaks it, all bets are off. No guarantees. Now we're going to go over Matic, guys. Taking a look at Matic. Okay, here's Matic. Now, there's a couple of ways you can look at Matic right here. Okay, it went up into an impulsive move right here, and this is this right here is definitely some type of third wave blast off that it did. What it did through here, and then this right here. If this is technically with this divergence, I mean, you could say that this is a 1, 2, 3, a drawn out 4, and then this was a fifth wave. And then Matic in this section right here came down aggressively. It bounced 78% of that whole wave, and now it's coming down like that. Here, I'll show it to you in an 8-hour chart. So you can see Matic came up, and in this area, it went back down aggressively. It bounced 78% of that whole wave, and now it's coming back down into this section right here. Okay, so it's not conclusive to me if this is the actual fifth wave, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and it's coming down in this section in an ABC to get back out of there, and it'll be going into potentially a third wave, which I think is what Matic's going to do. I haven't changed my position on Matic. I haven't made a lot of videos on Matic. I haven't changed my position, but I think the end result is up here for Matic in that area. Okay, and if this is the fifth wave, and this is a ABC in this section, I'll let you know that this is very bullish for Matic, extremely, because it's a shallow correction. It would be a very shallow correction, and it just remains where this is going to end up at. You take a look at just 382 on logarithmic. If you bust it down, you got 0.55, and then if taken on linear, that's 618. That target right there again, the 68 cents for Matic would be what I'd be checking out. They could come back down to those areas, guys. So the bottom area, 68, maybe 65 cents. I think 65 cents for Matic would be a smoking deal, or somewhere in that area. Okay, guys? So into this pattern, 8-hour chart into that pattern on Matic. So came up, completed a sequence right there. You have some divergence. You can see on the 8-hour chart, some divergence up there. And like I said, it's hard to suss that out if it ended here or if it ended there. Okay, because this is all coming together. That's a really long, let's say November of 22, and then it comes over here completed January 23. That's going to be open for debate. But let's go into this pattern. Back down to 5, bounce 78%, and then you can see 1, and then over here for a 2, whether it's here or here, probably right there, bouncing around for a 3 into this section. It could have been right there too. Okay, or right here. Depends on where you want to put these. It's and then swinging around into a 4 and bouncing up into this area. Okay, you can see from that peak to that peak, you have hidden bearish divergence, and then I expect another swing down for a Matic in this section. Okay, and it could swing back up. How it's going to get back down there remains to be seen, or something like this. And then don't be surprised if you see a throw under too with Matic. Okay, so something like that could happen. It's not uncommon for that's a descending wedge type pattern. Let me take it off log and get a little bit better picture of what's going on here with Matic, okay? So I'm looking at something maybe kind of like that, wherever that's going to end up at, somewhat like that, guys. And then just check it out, see what it's going to do, boom, boom, and then maybe get down there. And like I said, it could wick even farther down. Don't be surprised if you see something like that. And then Matic in that position with Bitcoin coming down pretty aggressively. See what Matic is going to be doing. See where it's going to be heading up to, okay? So another good area for Matic is not going to be too bad is right here on top of this section right here too, guys. Okay, so that 62 area or something like that would not be that bad of an area either. So, and you take an overall picture of Matic on the weekly chart, just like so, and you have something like that, that would not be a bad little area for Matic on that 618 on linear, guys. You know, it does kind of remind me of this little section right here, what it's doing in that area. Kind of similar pattern right there. Come back down. This wave was 618 too, but from this wave over to this wave over here was a much deeper correction. I think it was 786. So you have to consider that too, that it could go down to 786 as a fib target on logarithmic, which would be a pretty deep, and that's way down there to 43 cents. And on logarithmic, it's 55 cents. So you have to consider those numbers too, guys. It's just going to matter what it's going to happen here with Bitcoin, okay? And what Bitcoin's going to do to drag this down. But you have a lot of assets. I want to go over Aave. They're really trying to defend those lows, and that's really going to be a good possibility. So if Aave is going to be doing something like this, you know, so Aave could have a potential drop, you know, at 17, 18%. You're looking at Bitcoin, you know, 20%. You know, it's going to be close. I'll be willing to admit, yeah, it's going to be very close. So those are what you want to pay attention to on the setups. I went over this previously in the video, showing you what to do with a coin like Chili's, guys. And let me go to the daily. You know, if this pops up pretty good, Matic actually could pop up and make a really good wedge here. You know, it could pop up to say 87. You know, there might be a run up to 87, which would be even better. So then now you have like even more space where Matic could drop to. So bottom of those waves pop up to 87, and you're looking at, you know, potential 20% drop on Matic, which would be more or less probably what I'm expecting with Bitcoin, guys. Okay. So it could do something like that. And of course, too, guys, you know, the other section of this whole setup too, that is probably, in my opinion, going to be very, very important to pay attention to is that USDT dominance chart. Okay, looking for those divergences, the bearish divergences over there, and on BTC, looking for that bullish divergence, and then going over to your coins, looking for the setup, like here on Matic, okay, in this section over here, and then other coins you might be interested in too, like Aave, if it's maintaining that low, okay? And I went over the same thing with Chili's, guys. So Matic is actually, in my opinion, based on the correction, if this is the end of the fifth wave, this is very bullish for Matic, in my opinion, guys. And Matic's had a lot of good news with it. So, and then target for it, either 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 could have ended there, but more than likely, my gut's telling me it could have ended right there, just because you have this, right here. Okay, I think it's some goofy wave that it was able to pull off. You know, it's open for debate. It remains to be seen. But at the end of the day, this is what's going to matter, right? Is that you get Matic in that area, you minimize your losses. What's a potential loss? You know, you can have a stop loss in some sort of area in case things turn sour. And then what? You're going to be looking for this move right here, okay? In this section in 2023. And you have a really good shot based off this data right here, okay? This data right here with bullish divergence. This data right here with bearish divergence, and data like this and data like this, that the possibility, a good shot in 2023. When? I don't know. It's probably not going to be next week, but it'll be sometime here in the next 30, 60 days or something like that. And boom, up there like that, guys. If you made it all the way to the end, do me a huge favor. Drop a like, hit the subscribe button. Peace.